End of month summary, February 2021 plus state and play thoughts.
Hey guys, I'm back from my break and ready to get stuck back into it and finish off this month with another summary video. This month was a bit more eventful, but not too much better over January. I felt overall that gaming news this month was there, but was not as good as it could be. I will be talking about Sony's recent state of play in depth and give my thoughts on each game that was given some time in the limelight. However, I won't be talking about the Nintendo Direct as in depth, as I feel my thoughts and opinions weren't all too different from how most have felt. I was pretty indifferent and I'll quickly give my thoughts on a few of the games shown. I do think that the Skyward Sword port is a great fit for Switch with the Joy-Cons, and even though some people did complain, those fancy new Skyward Sword Joy-Cons have already sold out here in Australia. So even if you protest and complain, if people keep buying them, then Nintendo's gonna keep making products like this.
Golf.
It was a bit bizarre to see a new Mario Golf game, and it looks like there is potential for this to be pretty fun, so I'll probably check this one out.
Humongous hungalonga no no logongas.
Pyra and Mythra are being added to Smash. I'm pretty casual when it comes to Smash Bros, so I didn't have strong feelings like most did, but I think this is a pretty meh addition in my opinion. And finally, Splatoon 3 was announced. When Splatoon 3 is the game I take the most away from this Direct, I think that probably says something. I enjoyed my time with Splatoon 2 and I'm eager to see what they do with this one. With the post-apocalyptic setting, this has interested me, but I want to see how they actually change up the gameplay or how they actually change up the core game before I can really start getting hyped for this one. Neon White looks good, Fall Guys I think is a bit too late to the party, and I am interested in that Ninja Gaiden collection as I haven't played any of the Ninja Gaiden games yet. Moving away from the Direct, here's what I played and picked up this month. I finally got around to beating Crash 4. While overall it was a great experience, Jesus Christ, this game can sometimes be over the top. Some levels have something over 300 crates each, and at times the game feels just unfair. I'm very happy with the direction they're going if they do intend on continuing with the series, as the story was pretty good. But there of course will be room for improvement. Destruction All-Stars finally came out, and it was pretty... I did review it, and while the core gameplay is fun, it's weighed down by pretty much everything else except for visuals and sound. I gave it a 7.6 out of 10, and I think this rating will stick for now. Not much else to say. Mario 3D World was a good time, and Bowser's Fury was amazing. Just like in my review, Bowser's Fury makes this worth it alone. And the whole package earned a 9.4 for me, making it the first must-have for the year. Other than those two, the only other pickup I got was Sparklight. I didn't know anything about this game other than it's a roguelike with a top-down view, which sounds like it could be a great time. They started off the state of play with Crash 4 coming to PS5. I've very recently finished this game, so this may bring me back to finally 100% it, or 106% it, but overall I think that this was probably a bit of a weird way to start the state of play. I do think that this is pretty cool, but I won't be returning to Crash 4 anytime soon at the moment.
Game over, man! It's game over!
I was originally interested in this game because it gave off Kojima vibes, but after what they've shown recently, this feels like it stands a bit more on its own. I'm still very interested in its sci-fi setting, and it does look like it may have elements of psychological horror, so this game just keeps getting better.
EA.
Next up was Knockout City. I did see this being somewhat demonstrated in the Nintendo Direct, but it looks like they went a little more in-depth in the state of play. It looks like this could be the Lethal League of team-based shooters. It looks like it could have a lot of potential. I have signed up for the beta, so probably when that comes out I might give a little mini review or my own first impressions. There is potential for this, but Valen Studios have only previously worked on the Mario Kart home circuit game, so I'm not really sure where I would put this at the moment. This game looks great stylistically, but that's all we've gotten to see so far. We haven't really seen any gameplay. I haven't played the studio's previous game, Absolver, so I'm unsure, but I'll be keeping a lookout for this one. Solar Ash. This one stands out with its absolutely gorgeous art style. It's always good to see female protags in games, as this one will have a female protag called Ray. Heart Machine seems to have a huge focus on movement and gameplay. They seem to be very passionate about this game, and I'm really excited to see how it comes out in the final product. I'll probably have to check out Hyper Light Drifter, which also looks like a great time as well before this one comes out, but overall this one looks like a great 3D platformer. FNAF Security Breach. I'm actually pretty amazed to see that this series is still going on. I haven't really touched a FNAF game since maybe 2015, and I went recently on the Wikipedia page to find out more about this game, and there's been this whole franchise that's come out from it. Not sure if this game will actually work as a competent survival horror. Looking at the gameplay, it didn't look all too scary, so I'm not really sure how to feel about this one. The atmosphere also doesn't seem to be there either, but I won't be able to fully form an opinion on it until I actually get my hands on it, so I'll be looking out for this one as well, I guess. I haven't played an Oddworld game yet, so more than likely I'll probably check out one of the original older games and New and Tasty before this one comes out. The one thing that I did take away from this is that you can actually feel Abe's heartbeat in the DualSense, which I think is probably the coolest use of the DualSense since Astro's Playroom. This one will actually be free with PS Plus, so I'm definitely going to be checking out the previous games before this one comes out. Kenan Bridge of Spirits. This looks like a stellar and uplifting action-adventure game. Not much more I can say. It is due to come out in March sometime, so we'll just have to wait until then.
Every time I get up and my eyes open for another day in this reality.
An espionage spy thriller with a comic book look. Hopefully this turns out more like Doom Eternal and not Wolfenstein Youngblood, or... I just really wish that Bethesda would, pick themselves up a bit. They still are on good terms because they did release Doom Eternal, so this one's 50-50 if it'll actually turn out good or not. And finally, they ended the state of play with the FF7 Intergrade. With the addition of Yuffie, I may actually push myself to finally go back and finish this game. Yes, I didn't finish this game. I put 10 hours into it and something came up, maybe a different game came up, but I really got to go back and finish the Final Fantasy VII Remake. The only problem with this Yuffie edition is that you actually have to pay for it on top. So I'm really hoping that if it's maybe around the $10–15 mark, there should be a good solid 5 hours of more content. Overall, the state of play was pretty hit or miss. Most of what we saw we've already knew about, was already seen in other press conferences. Really, the only new thing they actually showed off was Sify, and there wasn't even any gameplay shown for it, so overall it was a pretty lackluster state of play, but I'm not really sure who did it better or who did it worse, Nintendo or Sony. Anyway guys, that's all I have really to share with you today. That Mortal Kombat movie is looking good, and apparently Evangelion's final movie will be coming out in March, so I'm looking forward to reviewing that, because other than Kenan Bridge of Spirits, it's looking a little thin with releases without Returnal. I think I'll also take some time to dig into my backlog as well and shorten that down a bit. Anyway, I'll see you guys in Persona 5 Strikers review. I'll see you around.